I know Tyler Glasnow was out for like, what, 2 or 3 months, but he kind of just came right back in and started grooving.
I feel like watching him yesterday was like not a whole new player, but like it was like, how do I put this?
I really want to do his stance right now. He's got a quick
Can
one.
you? I'll hold your mic.
He's got like a real, like, it's just quick and he just goes and does it.
Well, the first inning was a little bit of a struggle.
Yes. After the first inning, I felt like he really settled in and put up zeros, and he just needed the offense to come through, which I really thought we were going to win that game, especially when Shohei gets on in the ninth, hits a triple, no outs. Yeah, that's kind of
I mean,
unacceptable to me.
doing what Show needs to do as Shohei Ohtani, a triple to literally, I know it was really
When he was
frustrating.
running, I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Because I feel like lately he's been really going for it when we just need the runs and not an extra out.
But
And I
that's
do love
almost
when they
kind of
go
who
for it,
he
but
is a little.
I
So
know.
part of me is like, you don't want him to not go for it because sometimes those are the make and breaks, you know? So
Yeah.
it's good to see the fight still in him. I don't want him to be
Totally.
hesitant. Like he's Shohei Ohtani. And that's what pissed me off the most about Mookie and Freddie. It's like, we just needed you to put it into play. Like that's when we just need you to put it into play, dude.
I know. And that's where I'm like, when you're a professional baseball player and there's no outs, we have a guy on third. Isn't your strategy solely to get him home? So aren't you just trying to hit a sac fly and hit it far enough that he can run home? Or just like be strategic with where you're placing the ball?
I don't know because I know at least for softball it was easier, but I also didn't have 100-mile-per-hour balls coming at me, and also
True.
like it's Freddie and Mookie. They're already pitching him the creme de la creme, and they're just
Oh,
waiting to see if there's any mistake. Like I I believe in them so much, but at this point, you kind of feel like, can't you just hack at it a little?
well,
Just
we
put it
hear
into
them. We
play.
hear
I
them.
know.
And uh, something like that I learned by watching more baseball is like these players are going into every at bat with a strategy.
I
And
know.
sometimes it's hard to believe you can do that when a ball is coming at you so fast, to even have a moment to think about what you're going to do,
Mm-hmm.
but they do. So knowing that, and the fact that they still, none of them, Freddie, Mookie, Tommy, couldn't get him home, just, it's really hard to sit with that.
I
And
know.
Shohei must have been so pissed standing at third, just like waiting. I was even like, maybe there will be a wild pitch and he can run home, and he's ready.
He was ready.
And I'm never wanting any of our players to play it safe. I just feel like this series is important and we really want to win the series. So that's why I was like, oh
I
no,
get
maybe,
what you mean though, because sometimes it's not the time and place to push it. And at this point, we needed him on third. We needed him on base because he was going to be either the tying or the winning run. And then when he does what he needs to do, I mean, Mookie said, I didn't do my job. And it's like, okay, I know that you can't be perfect and that everybody has those moments, but sometimes that's what makes me a little nervous about this whole thing is because I know that they're all capable and
mm-hmm.
I don't want to watch them not. I mean, leaving Show on third, you're right, is unacceptable.
Yeah, I understand that too. And they are so talented and we believe in them, but it makes it hard to continue to really, stay our positive selves in those post game interviews. And we don't want them to be in those post game interviews saying those same things and not
Mm-hmm.
being able to get the hit. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the biggest struggle this year. I mean, even when we were talking to Natalia, and guys, we have a great interview for you today.
So good.
Thinking about how we've won the last couple of years. In 2024, we had like no starting pitching, and it was our bullpen really helping us.
Yeah.
Last year, we had a lot of starting pitching, and they were really great, and they're pitching more than our bullpen. Now it's almost like we've got amazing starting pitching, but the bats need to come through, and the
Mm-hmm.
offense needs to come through. And listen, last World Series, we weren't that hot at
Mm-mm.
the plate, but we
Mm-mm.
still managed to win. So it's going to be interesting this
Well,
year.
and I think that's the hard part is like we watch them pull it out and just do it, whether it looked pretty or not. And like, but it's always a game like listening to Miggy on Mookie's podcast.
How good was that episode?
So good.
I loved it so much. I'm
Yeah.
probably going to watch it again.
It's really good. It's but listening to even Miggy say, like, it's hard for me to even watch that play because, like, I'm kind of like, man, one misstep, one this, and it just completely, we would have lost. And like, that's the scary part, is because I'm like, I just want some cushion because I don't want them to lose.
I know.
And my poor Pajes with his fractured hand.
He must be so frustrated right now that he can't play. Like, I can only imagine his frustration right now in the season of now not being able to play. But they seem really hopeful that he'll be back this season.
Yeah,
So,
I think September will
something
miss him.
to look forward to.
Yeah. I mean, 100-mile-per-hour ball on all these little hands, like little muscle or little bones.
I know, like, it's not intentional, but it really sucks. It really sucks that so much, even Mookie, remember when he got hit in the hand and he was out for a while? It just sucks that, like, that can happen. And does the pitcher get in any trouble?
No, I mean, I think you can tell when things are malicious, and they are pitching against the Dodgers, who they want to beat. Like, you're going to bring it inside as close as you can. You're going to do anything you
can. Do you think they write them an apology letter?
They should.
Like, hey, I'm sorry you're going to be out for 2 months in the most important time of the year. Really sorry I hit you. I don't know. Or maybe that's, listen, if I were that pitcher, that would eat me alive.
I think they feel bad especially when it's.
Or that's just part of the game.
It's part of the game. But I think they do feel bad because you see pitchers like, that's not what I meant to do. Especially when you actually injure someone. You see that guy got hit in the head. I forget what team, but he went down and got knocked out.
Justin Turner got hit in the face and had the craziest bruising on his face ever?
Justin Turner is living his best life in Mexico. And I mean, I'm seeing him dancing, eating tacos. Like, he is embracing that culture. I don't know.
The whole family, I feel like they're just embracing his whole family in the best way. It's really cool to see.
It's really cute. Speaking of Mexico, Alek Thomas or Thomas?
Oh, he's so good. Alek with a K?
Alek with a K. You know, it's...
Before we get into Alek, welcome back to Talk Dodgers to me. I am Melissa Meyer.
And I'm Jacqueline Ruiz.
And we have a great interview for you today. But we had an interview last week, so we haven't gotten to talk Dodgers with each other.
I know. And there's been a lot going on.
So before we get to the interview, okay, tell me your thoughts on Alek Thomas.
Okay, I am totally here for his story. He like grew up in baseball. His dad worked for the White Sox, all this stuff. He's doing so well. He's actually was one of the top prospects, and then kind of has been struggling and wasn't really getting brought up and all these things. And I think I love seeing young blood come in and really rise to the occasion. I think that's what our team is founded on. And that gives me so much hope and excitement for future seasons, you know? But I had to kind of dive into who he was because he's only here because Pajes is out.
I know. And he used to play for the Diamondbacks.
Okay. I didn't read that one. But he played in Mexico. And he was part of the WBC in 2023 who like brought this whole team. And I'm excited for him. His wife posted something and was really excited to be here, was so excited for him. And I just think he has like one of those stories where he just works really hard.
Yeah.
And so I'm here for it because, you know, but I had to see who this person was because, I mean, he came and hit right away.
That's how they win us over.
I know.
Yeah, he started performing instantly. And did you hear Dave Roberts actually say, he said that they upgraded center field right now. He's like, no offense to Pajes, but Alek Thomas is really good.
He's really good. And he hasn't had his time to really shine. So I'm here for it. I miss Pajes, but you know what? He's been doing great. Rest up for October. You didn't do very well in October last year, so maybe this is just part of it.
Yeah. No, it's nice to see these guys come in and immediately help the team. I mean, Hunter Fiducia?
Tell me he doesn't look like he was born in the wrong generation.
Oh, yeah.
He looks just like an old school baseball player.
But also like a little kid.
Kind
of. At the same time.
I know. Like he should be casted in the Sandlot's original cast.
That's really funny.
I know.
Fetty, as Kershaw was calling him.
Did we even get started on Kersh? He just opened a whole can of worms because the amount of people who are like, we need more of that.
It was so like effortless, and it just seems like he was made for this. I mean, every time that they would like he'd be in the dugout and they'd pan to him and they'd do a little interaction with him and the broadcasters. I always felt like, wow, he's so knowledgeable. He talks about baseball so well. He's a great storyteller. I can't wait to see what he does next. And this was him getting a chance to really be a broadcaster for the first time.
I'm sorry, Ellen, but I think he
And
might
don't
found
you
his new
think
career.
it feels like he was so set on just like chilling with the family, being there? Do you think he's bored? Do you think he's like, let me just see what I can do? Let me see if I'm good at this. Let me at least try.
I think there is the drop off for anything is really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I think that is a healthy conversation to have and to just be realistic with yourself. Maybe he wanted to go do all that. And I think he really is getting a chance to do it. But like, how much of it does he need? He used to have none of it. And so it's like you kind of need, I kind of like that he's teetering in and out. And let's be real. Kershaw will probably always be able to come back and be whatever he wants to be.
Always.
But there's a momentum here and a team that he's invested in, and they're going for a three-peat. Like, it would be weird if he didn't, and almost unhealthy if he wanted nothing to do
and
with it.
And I love how he even said at the end, man, I wish the Dodgers won for my first time, like really in the booth. And he's done it here and there, but this was his first time doing a full game. I thought his chemistry with Joe was great. He seemed really comfortable, and I could have continued listening to him. I thought they were so entertaining. I loved Kershaw's perspective.
I know, it's like a fresh
it made the game, like it made me not want the game to end.
I know. And hearing even the way he talks about the players, it's like, you just lived that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are giving us an insight into like pitcher's mind of this generation and this era. And I'll be honest, I've missed this season in particular. I've missed Vin more than ever. I've missed, like, I don't know, something that just has me hanging on everything.
Yeah. Well, it changes so much. We don't have the consistent same person every game. And there are the rotating guys, but yeah, I think we're just missing the consistency of that same person that we can really latch onto. And we all have this personal connection to Kershaw. I feel like, even when we're talking about the t-shirts, and guys, merch is coming. You don't know until you see it in person. And it maybe for him at that time, his body was aching and he knew it was his time to stop playing. And all he could probably think about was like spending time with his family. But when you're there and you're in it, maybe he did start to think of, what am I going to do next? And starting to really have those real thoughts because he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's making a phone call. Hey, let me see if I could be in a game. And I don't know. That's how I think maybe he's thinking because I know him so well.
No, I mean, I'm sure you're right. I think it was just the combination of a lot of things. And even if it's as simple as him saying, I miss it and I can't be away from it this much,
that makes me love him more.
I know. And it's like, I'm here for it. I think it's like I said, I think he just opened a can of worms that maybe he was testing it out, but the response on social media yesterday of everyone just hanging on every word and actually really feeling like you're getting these insight. I mean, he completely transformed how I was watching Glasnow pitch.
He completely transformed my thoughts about Kyle Tucker.
I know. I was like, you're right. Kirsch, you pitched to him and you were like, he was hard. He was a hard one to do. And I'm like, man, you're right. And that's kind of when I went and looked at his highlights because I'm like, who is this? Who is this? Like, why am I not and this isn't to talk crap about Kyle Tucker because I know that it has come from every person on our team, how they are just waiting for him to click. And I'm really excited because it just takes one thing.
Yep.
And he's heating up.
He is.
But when you don't have a player of that magnitude on your team very much, and you find things of why you love them, and usually it's them doing well for us and things like that. And so, yeah, it's not even like a Conforto, like, who is this guy? Poor guy, poor Conforto. But like, I'm just ready to see what these guys are talking about. And Kirsch did remind us.
No, I think what's different about Kershaw being in that booth, he's so close to all of the people we're watching. So he has this insight and perspective no one else has.
He's one season out.
He has faced all of these guys that we're watching. So being able to hear his thoughts on each of them coming up, even how he's talking about Ozzy Albies and the Braves team that he's faced so much. I mean, remember when they did the Backstage Dodgers episode and they're like, okay, so which Dodger player has struck out the most against Kersh? It was Freddie, because he was on the Braves and National League teams play each other. So I think it was a perfect game for him to be in. And I haven't even checked out. Like, so I was really not on my phone at all last night, but
wow,
I can't wait to see the response, because
So
I had not had that thought this season yet, that like, I don't want this game to end because I want to keep listening to Clayton Kershaw.
I had sometimes with games, yeah, if it's on, my dad has it there, this, so whatever side I go to, I'm like, you know, talking to my mom, this, so many like, shh.
No, even you calling me, I'm like, sorry, I gotta listen to Kersh.
No, and when you said that, it's like, duh, you know, but
I didn't realize that was happening. So as soon as I saw, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
I forgot until you said it. I remember I had read that Kersh was going to be on a play-by-play. I don't know. I'm really blown away. But a lot of in the Dodger world, I mean, Prince put out a video like, is anybody hanging on every word right now? Like,
really?
Oh yeah. And I commented because I'm like, what is this? It really opened my eyes and watched the game completely different. Down to the pitches. He called every single, oh, that's a da-da-da-da. Okay, I would, honestly, I would like to see him throw that again right now. Da-da-da. And I'm just like, well, sure. It was so fun.
I can't wait to just see now what happens, because I'm sure they're going to be flooded with messages of how much people loved Kersh. And listen, that's a demanding job and would be something he would have to commit to. But even like, I don't know, 10 games a year. I don't know. I'm just curious to see, because he could seriously have a whole nother career now as a broadcaster.
It would be really stupid for them not to put him in the rotation. And
I just wonder if he's up for that. If he's up for that commitment. It seems like he had so much fun.
Okay, but
is it more fun if he's coming in here and there and you're like wanting more?
Yeah, I don't like that. I want him every game. You know,
I just always want him around.
The thing is like, whoever is there, it doesn't have to be Joe. You know, it could be any of them where if he sits in with them. So just like get in the rotation.
He did just, I don't know, his banter with Joe just seemed really great.
Yeah, well, Joe's like really the ultimate easy point guard.
Remember when we talked to him?
Yeah. And he broke down Freddie Freeman's grand slam.
And we just sat there like looking at each other like, is this real life?
Well, and David Vassay had said, I was listening to Dodger Talk on my way over here, and like, you know, he's like, Joe and Kersh have built a relationship, you know, that's probably why Kersh felt so comfortable with having him be able to facilitate that, you know.
Totally. Remember Joe told us like he would go down, he talks to the guys, learns stories, and that's what he shares when he's broadcasting.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well, I know we dropped the first game of the Brave series, but I have full confidence in our team to win the series and come back today with a win.
Yeah, we got Roki on the mound. So, and he's been
doing better every time.
You know, I think he's an October guy. And he's heating up the closer we get to October, he's kind of an October
I'm also
pitcher.
hearing that we're going to see Show. We're going to see Show for like one inning, and then our Eric Lauer is going to take over. And he's going to ease his way back, and that is so exciting. Even hearing Miggy and Mookie talk about how much Shohei loves pitching and how like even at his locker he's just holding the ball and with his pitching glove, and
that's really
I just think he's happier when he's doing both. So I'm excited that he's going to be coming back. Tyler Glasnow came back. He's great.
Snell's been amazing. Roki's heating up. I mean, we really just need some of our closers to kind of tighten it up a little.
And our offense to be consistent. Yeah. I feel like we haven't been consistent this whole season. And that's really the only thing that makes me nervous.
Man, Alex Call has been consistent.
Okay, even Kersh talking about Alex Call, how when he's at the plate, he is 10 feet tall. He just like puts it in the perfect phrase, because that's exactly how it feels. When he's at the plate, he is so confident. Even that play he made last night, he gives it his all, and that's what we love to see.
Yeah, and it's true when he has like a walk and he kind of like just flings the
bat. Remember we talked about his what would we call it? His walk flip.
But it's almost like a hot potato all of a sudden. Like, nah, don't need this anymore. Yeah, he has a really cool confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Kirsch really did. He had this way of talking about the game that I haven't heard in so long. And it was so beautiful. I don't want it to end.
I know.
Okay, well,
How did you guys feel about Kirsch in the broadcast booth? Tell us.
sure, everyone loved it. I'm not kidding. Kirsch opened a can of worms.
Okay, can we start the movie club?
Yes. You know what else? I was talking to Babes of LA,
Mm-hmm.
and he asked because I worked out. So then everyone thinks, he's like, "Did you ever go running places?" And I was like, no, don't get it twisted, dude. And then I was like, I don't know, maybe should we do like a Dodger run day where we all meet at the ocean and we run the Strand, or like they do hiking? That seems hot.
It's hard to think about that right now and I'm sweating, but we can talk about it. Before
Okay.
that though, let's okay, we've been asking everybody like their favorite sports movies, and I feel like every time I hear someone's answer, I want to watch that movie. And
Mhm.
we have been talking about watching Bull Durham and
Mhm.
you watching Bull Durham. So why don't we start with that?
Okay.
So guys, watch Bull Durham if you haven't already, or rewatch it, and then we'll chat about it.
But I had to write it down in my notes. No.
You're
Okay.
gonna love it.
I agree. And every time I think about it, I really, there's not a lot of time I sit down and like watch a whole thing or watch a movie really. I feel like I
So
just
it's a
am like,
challenge.
it's a little bit of a challenge. So, mostly in my house, because like there's always something going on. But last Sunday I watched Ted Lasso, all of them,
What do you
or
mean?
the ones that were out already.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, I haven't done this in so long where you just watch the show after a show. I was like, it was kind of a nice escape. So I think I'm going to loop in movies a little.
When Ted Lasso came out, I don't know if I ever had more messages of like, this is the perfect show for you. Like so many people. And I didn't even start watching it until maybe the second season.
Oh, it's so good.
But I also like to binge watch something. So I'm waiting for like the whole season to come out to watch this newest one.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we have a great interview for you today. We talked to Natalia Perez, who is an on-air personality, radio host, on-field host at Dodger Stadium. You see her interacting with the fans every game. She lights up the field. She's wearing Soul Boutique sparkling. Couldn't be nicer.
Oh my gosh, her smile literally lights up a room. Her warmth that she just gives off. Yeah, it was. I knew it would be so much fun talking to her.
I know. We've met her a couple times.
Yeah.
She couldn't be nicer to us every time we see her. Just seems like a really genuine,
she's
big-hearted
LA girl who's worked her butt off and has really grown with this city and how things have fallen into place with, radio. And now these are the people who are our host. And it's just so fun.
She truly made her dreams come true.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really inspiring listening to her journey of how she got to where she is now, and just the passion and family purpose behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you guys enjoy our interview with Natalia Perez. Go Dodgers. I just want somebody to talk Dodgers to me. So you do it all from home?
Anytime that I'm on KISS in LA, I'm in the actual studio. But if I do a lot of out of market work, so like I'm on air in San Francisco, Portland, Milwaukee, places like that. And so anytime it's one of those shows, I'm usually from home.
Did you hear?
And it's not live; it's all pre-recorded.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's so crazy because it's like I grew up with Jillian Escoto. And all of them, and so I've seen like with Valentine in the Morning, I mean, Leilani coached cheer at Village and I went to Village and grew up with all of them and stuff. So I've seen them like so many different shows in different cities. And it's so crazy how radio has just really grabbed personalities and just like spread them across the board.
It's like bittersweet because like I can be someone who's on air, like be in LA, but be on in all these other cities. But then I feel bad because people who want to like work their way up and they're in those smaller cities, it's so hard now to get jobs because we're kind of taking over But then it also gives me, it's like I said, bittersweet. Like it gives me the chance
Totally.
to be in all these other cities, but then at the same time too, it's like,
Well,
yeah.
that even just shows your heart of you even thinking that way, wanting to make room for other people. I
I
was just
know.
thinking, I mean, you growing up in LA, she must be on so many shows that you listen to and that you listen to growing
Yeah,
up.
I mean, it
definitely.
gives me chills because when I was thinking about it, and I know that you started from the bottom, now you're here.
Yeah.
I saw that quote of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, how can I
Um,
put Drake in this? Hmm.
such a radio mind of you.
I know.
But like
I'm
to
so
see what
excited.
your trajectory kind of was. I mean, Rick Dees, like freaking Big Boy in the Morning, like all
Yeah.
of these, not just those shows, but the era of music that they were in. When I think of that, I'm like, wow, like, okay, we got to hear more about this.
I
You're
know.
so
Okay,
sweet.
let's not ruin anything yet. Natalia Perez, welcome to Talk Dodgers to me.
Hi. Oh my
Okay,
God,
this is
Jess,
a
so
long time
excited.
coming. We've been
I
trying to make
know.
this happen for a while, and every time we see you, you couldn't be sweeter or more
Oh,
kind and supportive of everything we're doing. And we just love watching you shine. So thank you so much
oh.
for joining us today.
Well, I'm a fan of you guys, and just everything that you've built and created. And it's so genuine and good and smart and talented. It's just like, and getting to see both you ladies just like push through is amazing.
Oh,
Thank
well,
you.
thank you. I know I had we met in 2024 when it was October, and, you and Jackie Ramirez were two of the first people who responded with Soul to wear my white sequins dress. And
Yes.
I also had reached out to her to wear it on her podcast. And really, that's where our friendship started
Oh.
and the support of what that was. But you would always were just such a cheerleader. And so, like, you're someone I look up to and, like, wow, look what she's doing. And you were just so kind and sweet and so open when it came to my brand and so complimentary. I think I drove to your house and dropped it
You
off.
did.
I know, I was so excited. And honestly, the people would just send me photos of you wearing it on the jumbo, and it was just so special. And yeah, beyond your support with this, it's like your heart really shined through with that. And
Oh.
so thank you.
Well, it was easy too, because let me tell you, like, I could not walk, 100 feet without at least one person being like, oh, where did you get that? Or, oh, that is so nice. And this, I was like, walking advertisement. And then I would, like, if you could hear me, I'd be like, Soul Boutique, it's on Instagram, go right now. But Soul, SOL, like, trust me, I was like, go right now. I was like, let's support our ladies. And yeah,
Oh,
and everyone loves it when they see it. So they're just like, they want to look good at the ballpark, right?
yeah, it's fun. It's really fun.
And you must, I mean, like, even picking out outfits for all of our podcast episodes, you're on the field doing things. Do they give you, this just like randomly popped in my head, do they give you any guidance on what to wear, or you kind of can do whatever?
No, yeah, it's a little bit of both. So like obviously we need it to be functional. We need it to be like easy to move around in the sense of like I'm walking places. Like so I'm not gonna be the girl that's like, let me wear the heels to,
Yeah.
this. I'm like, listen, we gotta go from reserve to here to there. I'm like running sometimes. So I usually build my outfits based on like what shoes I'm gonna wear, like what
Yeah,
sneakers can I
totally
wear
makes
with
sense.
this. Um, they do give us some stuff, like especially stuff that they want, other fans to see, like, hey, by the way, because then I could say, like, oh, I got this here. It's at, the team store. And then when it comes to either like specialty things, like the other day they let Elisa and I wear the Lakers
Saw
warm-up
that.
jacket
Mhm.
that they're gonna do. And obviously it hasn't been given away just yet. It was like when people stopped us, we are like, oh, by the way, September 3rd, this is,
Yeah.
or if it's playoffs, they might have like a specialty playoff shirt that they want us to wear, and so they'll gift us that. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, just make sure you're wearing a Dodger. Maybe make sure there are like a couple things that I like won't like. I won't wear a unless it's like a specific game to them. I always was a big person, like I didn't like to wear a Dodger player on my jersey
Mhm.
unless it was like a legendary player, like
Hmm.
like Oral or something. But like for the most part, I like to be really even and like root for everyone, and just like I'm just gonna not show favoritism to anyone and just
I
wear a
know.
blank
Yeah,
jersey.
I mean, like his wife might be walking by too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I like it blank. I can't pick
Yeah.
which one I want, and I kind of just went with it. I think the only jersey I have is Kobe.
Oh, no,
mm.
yeah,
I
yeah,
only
that's
have
cool.
Kershaw.
Oh, see,
That's a good
yeah,
one.
See, but I need a Freddie. I need a Mookie.
I
I
know.
Everyone needs
know.
an Otani.
Yes.
No.
Muncie? Okay, I really,
It just
I'm
needs to
down.
be like a
So
list
proud
of the
wearing
names.
I
Muncie
mean,
right
Andy
now.
Pajes, I'm gonna
I
just go
know.
with it.
Yeah, we have a hard time picking players. But I'm so curious just your journey to become an on-air personality and radio host and on-field girl for our Dodgers. So what were you like growing up? Were you like wanting the girl that wanted to talk to everybody, or like what kind of led you to
No.
where you are now?
There was this really weird fascination that I had with radio. And my mom always says, like, oh, you wouldn't let me change it. You had to pick the station that we were listening to. I loved obviously listening to music, but I can't sing, play anything. So I was like, what's the closest way that I can be close to music, but not be someone who's like creating music? And so radio was just a big part of our morning drive every day and listening to it and requesting songs. So growing up, I'm also like the era of TRL. So I loved
Oh
watching
yeah.
TRL, Carson Daly, and all of the, Lala was there too, and Damien Fahey. So I was a big fan of TRL. And I remember being like, I'm going to be on TRL one day. I don't know where I got that idea. But I had this idea of all these other things that I wanted to do. And my dad was like, listen, that's great. You can do all those things, but you need to focus when you go to college. So, like, pick one area and then you can just like go from there. And I was like, okay, well, I really love radio. And I'm born and raised in the Valley, 818 for life. So, my dad was like, CSUN has a great radio program. It's close by. We can help you pay for college. And it was just like a good fit for me. So when I went into college, I graduated with a cinema television arts with an emphasis in radio production. And then once I was in college, I was lucky enough to meet someone who worked for Kiss FM, put in a resume for street team, and then that's how I kind of got my foot in the door for radio. And then I just never left.
Well,
But
but
no,
the momentum of all that era is like even going from Clear Channel to iHeart and like
mhm.
all of that. I mean, no wonder you didn't leave. It was a very forward momentum, and it
Yes.
really clearly still is for the people
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And thankfully, because like I remember I told someone my major, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to major in radio production. And he's like, you're not going to have a job in 10 years. And I was like, oh my gosh, what? I don't know what else to do. I don't like anything else. But thankfully, I mean, knock on wood, we're still We're still here. But you're right. Radio has evolved. I mean, look at podcasting. Podcasting is a part of the audio revolution, and it's so many people love it, and so many people have made careers from it and, changed their careers to it or evolved with it. So it's really cool to see that from where radio started and where I started with it and where it has gone into now.
Are any of the
Yeah.
shows you do video as well?
No, not right now. But when I was with Big Boys Neighborhood, we had a Fuse TV show. So they would take our show every day and then turn it into like an afternoon show. I think it aired in the afternoon. I'm not really sure. But that aired daily. So that was like on Fuse TV for a few years. And then they would always just film to like put on YouTube and clips and social media stuff.
Hmm. So you mentioned, wanting to be around music to get you into radio. Where did your love of sports come from and your love of the Dodgers?
My dad. So my dad is originally, his family's from Brooklyn. So they were always Brooklyn Dodger fans. And then they moved from Brooklyn to Burbank, California when my dad was like 4 or 5 years old, something like that. And a couple years after they moved, the Dodgers moved to LA. And so my grandpa was like, this is great. We could still be Dodger fans.
Yeah.
And so my dad was just a big Dodger fan and took us to games as kids. And then as I got older, maybe like early 20s, yeah, like high school 20s, I remember thinking like I want to be close to my dad. He's a very old school kind of guy. He's not showing you emotions very much. But I love my dad and I want to be closer to him. So what does he love? Oh, he loves the Dodgers. Okay, I'm gonna love the Dodgers now. And I remember like, all right, it was like a new season started. And I was like, I'm gonna learn all the players. I'm gonna make
That's
sure
so
I
fun.
always check the score and I'm gonna learn the game. And I asked my dad to teach me how to score. And so he would started to, I would just take time out of being in college and go to a game with him. You know, like at that time, you're young, you're wanting to be with your friends, but I was like, no, 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 I'm going to go to the game with my dad tonight. And so that brought us closer. And then I love sports. I love that sports brings people together. You can root
Mm.
for something. And then, like, one of my best friends too, she was a big Dodger fan as well. So that was something that we had together as friends, and we would go to the game together. And I think that's where, and I'm from LA. Like, it's part of,
Mhm.
for most people, it's a part of, if you're from LA, you love the Dodgers. And then I worked with someone in radio who still works with the Dodgers. And he's the one who told me about a position and opening up for the hosting. And he's the one that kind of brought me in. And I was like, yeah, that'd be amazing. Oh my gosh. And I was scared, but I went for it.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's so crazy because it's like, you go into radio because you love music and you want to be around music and you love sports, but it's just something like on the side. But
Hmm.
I mean, you are now a woman who works in sports, and
Yeah,
that's
a little
so
bit, a little
amazing.
bit.
I did the same thing growing up. We had season tickets to the Nets when they were still in New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey, and we shared the tickets with someone. So my dad would either take me or my sister, and that was like our time with him. We'd go to the
Yeah.
game, the whole drive to the game. But I wanted to know every player, memorize everything I could just to like impress him and have things to talk
Yeah.
about. And I just like valued those nights with him so much. And just like, yeah, I remember taking like the playbooks and then like writing them all down in my notebook so I could remember their names.
Yes. And when we were little too, my dad would take me and my sister to games, and we're just two little girls with their dad, and he would just have these baseball sayings all the time, like game's not over till the last man's out, never leave the Dodgers early, always root for the Dodgers. It was like, who do we love? We love the Dodgers. And then he would, like, you make your kids perform, and then he would say, like, and who do we hate? And me and my sister, like, simultaneously would be like, the Giants. So it's just like, yeah, it's a part of your family. And
Uh-huh.
it's really fun now to, like, because my dad is a season ticket holder. So whenever I'm working, I'll go up, I'll see him, I'll sit, of course we'll sit with each other for a bit, and getting to teach my son to love the Dodgers, and then he can spend time with his grandpa. So it's just connects
Oh,
you.
your dad must be so proud
Yeah.
Yeah.
sitting in that stadium watching you.
I say I could cure cancer, and he'll be more proud that I work for the Dodgers than anything. Really.
Such a dad.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, really sweet.
Oh, thanks. He's
Um,
cute.
I know I saw you recently posted about him, and whenever you're with him at the stadium, it's always so cute.
Yeah,
Dads are
he's
just the
funny.
best. It really is always a special time. I had a dad like that where he'd pick us up and go to a game, and it was
Yeah.
from when you were young till not. Like right now, I'm in a journey of becoming a Rams fan, and I literally just yesterday asked my dad and my uncle, like, why am I not a football fan? Like, what did you
Mm.
guys like? Where were you guys at? Like, did you guys not have a team? Like, because you always kind of follow in their path a little.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, this is now my
But
legacy.
hasn't
Yeah.
LA been so weird with football? Like the teams
Well,
were here and then they left and now they're back.
totally. But like a lot of people who went through that, they've grabbed a team.
Mhm.
So I'm like,
Hmm.
did you guys not like football enough? Or, it was only just UCLA, USC. I mean,
Yeah.
Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart were like my, Super
Yeah,
Bowl
the
championship
ones.
team.
Wait, I kind of love that you're kind of bringing the Rams
Yeah.
into your family because, hello, first Dodger fan in my family.
I know. I thought about that yesterday. I go, I think I'm going to be the one who has to start this legacy.
Yeah,
Granted,
definitely.
my boyfriend Marcel is the football guy, and I'm like, I'm not trying to step on your toes, but I think you're a Rams fan now too.
I think he is too.
I know.
Okay, I'm loving this.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I try to embrace. I still haven't embraced one full team in LA, because I always was like, all right, the
Mhm.
moment LA gets a team, that's going to be my team. And then the Rams came here, and I was like, all right, so we're Rams fans now. And then it was like, what was it, even like the next year, the Chargers came, and
Chargers
I had
game.
always gone to
Yeah.
Charger games because I had a friend who was a massive Charger fan, and I was like, oh man, Chargers
Uh-huh.
or Rams, I don't know who to
I'm
go
like
for.
you, and I love baby blue, and I'm like, man, that Charger blue is so good,
It's
And I'm
cute.
just like, and I had my friends like the Chargers, but I always said like, I will know when I know. And I
Hmm.
sat on it for a while. And, Kershaw and Stafford really helped.
Yeah.
Um, Going from back-to-back World Series into a season where the Rams were just kind of giving off that same energy really helped. And then I just kind of felt it. And the community, the people, I mean, I say this about the Dodger community, how beautiful it is. I cannot, I'm like welcomed with open arms. The amount of people
Oh,
that are like, welcome to the Ramily, and
yeah,
like are
they're
DMing
randomly.
me,
That's
just
so
like,
cute.
you made the right choice. We're so happy to have you. And I'm just like, all right, I'm at home. It's the Rams.
Nice.
I
That's
just love
awesome.
how our LA sports support each other.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's what I
Oh,
say. I'm like, come on,
So
we're
it's
all from
easy to
LA.
root
Like, yeah,
for.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I kind of want to know like what is a typical day in your life? I feel like you have so many different jobs that you're doing. Are you like hopping on one radio show and then you're going to another? Do you work like overnight hours ever?
I work every day. That's what I like. I literally, technically, there is a show that I do every single day somewhere, somehow. Um, my
So what's
main
a
one.
typical day?
Depends on what day it is. A lot of the times I do start really early. I like to wake up at like 5 a.m. because everyone's still asleep and I can kind of do me the way that I like. I like to be a little slow with my morning. I like to have my coffee. I just want it to be quiet for a second. And then I'll start like either doing research for a show or I'll record a couple shows. And then have a 5-year-old. So then if it's a weekday, we're getting him to school, maybe doing some grocery shopping. I'll come home, I'll do some more shows, and then pick him up, do the after, the whole Marcelo. No, I don't drop him off, but they're like pick you up and drop you off, pick you up and like that's what I'm doing a lot. If it's a Dodger game, a lot of the times I'll like do a few shows after I drop my kid off and then get ready and then go to the stadium as kind of as early as I can just because I hate traffic. And then I'm at the stadium or if I'm going to the station and going to Kiss and then kind of doing that and then just it kind of just changes slightly every day. But usually I'm in here at some point or another doing something.
How long are your shows typically?
Well, most of my shows are they're either 4-hour shifts or 5-hour shifts. I don't think I have any 6-hour. There every now and then there might be like a 6-hour show that I have to do, but yeah, that's it.
I mean, because you're making it seem like I hop on, I do this, and then I go pick up my kid, and
Well,
then that, and
a
then,
few of my shows are pre-recorded,
oh,
so
okay.
that's yeah.
And is it just you? Like for those 6 hours, it's you?
Yeah. So I used to be on a morning show for about 10 years, and that was the whole kind of like a show. So you have like it was Big Boy, he was the main host, and then you had like kind of like the players along with it. And that's when I was part of a little family right there. But now I've transitioned into my radio career where we call them like midday shifts or afternoon shifts or even like nighttime. And those shows typically are just one person. So just like me talking you through, song to song or maybe a little story here and there, and then just kind of moving along playing music.
Mm.
Wow, okay. This is definitely something that we thought about. Your whole personality, and you're sitting there by yourself for, you're saying 4 hours. What happens when you kind of have an off mood, or you're just
I
like,
just
does
have to
it
go
get,
through it.
you just got to go through it?
Just gotta go through. But you know what? It's like I'm not doing hard work. It's just fun. It's like, when you talk about the team, the Dodgers, it's just like, no, this is fun. I like to try to find different ways where hopefully I'm connecting with someone really within 10 seconds to make them smile or make them feel good or show them appreciation that they're listening or tell them a story like, oh, I didn't know that story, that was pretty cool, so I'm just
Mhm.
trying to find quick ways to connect with someone while they're moving along through their day, and hopefully if they're smiling then I'm good.
Yeah, but
Oh.
it is hard sometimes, even for us, not to take what's going on like behind the scenes on camera and make sure we're smiling and showing up. And especially when you're so genuine, which you are,
Oh, thank you.
sometimes it's hard to keep up that energy when you're really not feeling it. So having to host so many shows, I mean, that's an amazing skill to understand and just want to be your best for the people listening.
Well, let's just say the truth is caffeine helps. Caffeine all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
As
I
I'm
don't have
like staring at my coffee, I know.
a
No, I know. It's like, do you miss the family aspect of like a whole show? Because sometimes when I'm feeling a certain way, or Burbank to Santa Monica, it's like today traffic was horrible,
Mm,
and I was like, I had to intentionally be like, don't worry about it. You'll get there when you get there. You did everything you could. You can't help if there's an like all the things, because it's
yeah,
like you don't want it to come and trickle on. And
yeah,
then when I see her, and I'm like, okay, it's good. And then it's
yeah.
like I get to talk to you. I'm like, so it's like you do have to kind of talk yourself
Yeah.
through the mental.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, sometimes I miss the people that I worked with and how it felt like sometimes to just be around a group of people and you're joking all the time and you're having fun. But to be honest with you, and to go back to the very beginning, the reason I also liked radio is because I had this idea of like, oh, it's just going to be me by myself in a room and I don't have to look at anyone. No one has to look at me. I can just talk and that's fine because I truly am an introvert. I'm like one of those introverts where we need to recharge when we give so much and we just need that like quiet space. Like, I just want to be alone and I'm really shy. Don't talk to me, please. Like, if I don't have a friend at a party, I'm the one in the corner who found a cat. Like, that's just, I'm like super, super shy in that way. And so that's why I initially had gone into radio because I was like, this is cool. I don't have to like be performative. And then radio evolved into a lot of on-camera stuff and then obviously the hosting. And so it does, I do have to push myself a little bit to get out of my comfort zone. But when I'm getting to do shows like this and I'm by myself, I'm like actually really okay with it. I'm just like, oh,
That's
this
like
is
your
nice.
happy place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like good. I'm good by myself. Yeah, it's fine.
I love
I like
that.
that.
I feel like since I started the podcast, and especially so much of it is like telling people about it and spreading the word and all that, I have to be on so much
Yes.
that I think I'm like an introvert extrovert, but more introverted in that I need alone time to recharge more than I ever have.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I am an
Yeah.
extrovert. Like people would be like, you need to calm down. I am an extrovert too. Like, but for sure, since starting my brand and all that, it's like even, content of putting on clothes and all this, it's like people want to see it on me. Jack, can you try it on? And this is
Yeah.
like even from my boutique. And I've found myself just needing to be alone. And I've had to
Yeah.
learn that balance. And I've really actually had to lean into it and force myself even more so within this last stretch of the podcast because I want to be able to give my best here. And not that I
Hmm.
want everyone else to not get my best, but for that to happen, like I intentionally, like I have to be alone. I have to do it.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
changes. I think it's so important to just be self-aware and understand you so that you can set yourself up for success in every way.
Hmm.
Like you talking about having those quiet mornings,
Hmm.
mornings are my favorite too because it's like the quiet time for myself
Yeah.
that I can tackle and then have the whole day ahead of me. So it constantly changes, but if we're continuing to just like be in touch with ourselves and what we need, I think that's the best thing we can do for ourselves and anyone who's in our lives.
I
Yeah.
know.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely. If we're
know.
not good for ourselves, we can't be good for other people. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know. My poor friends and family. It's like they kind of lost the extrovert of me but yeah, and that's another thing. You almost feel guilty, like you're not
Yeah.
giving your best self. But I'm like, I promise, I'm just like finding my balance. Like
Yeah.
work with me. Yeah.
What
I
has
know.
it
Like,
been like adding mom to
well, I
the
was just gonna,
resume of
yeah,
everything that you're doing?
I was gonna say the other day I had just come off a shift at Kiss, and I had done a bunch of shows in the morning too. And so then I came home, and he was like, "Mom, let's do jokes. Let's go back and forth and tell each other jokes." And I was like, do you want to play? We're just not going to talk for 5 minutes, like just 5 minutes. Because I was like exhausted from talking.
Uh-huh.
And so he was like, no, I want to tell you. And I was like, all right, tell me the joke, tell me the joke. But he's like so cute. So, I mean,
That is
it is,
adorable.
it is trying to find that balance though. Like my first season with the Dodgers, I think I did about 60 home games.
Wow.
And now I have to not only be selective about not like giving an availability to be there so much because then I take away from being with him. So trying to find that balance of going like, there's going to be another game. It's going to be okay. You don't want to do 3 games back to back to back because I like playoffs was not tough, but like I was there every single playoff home game. And so I remember like at least when we were there for 3 games, by the end of the week, I was like just snuggling him so hard. So I was like, I missed you. I miss doing our nighttime
Yeah.
routine and things like that. So, but that's just playoffs. It's
Let's tell
okay.
each other jokes. That's the
Yeah.
cutest thing ever. Oh, you know what you can do next time? You're like really
Yeah.
just not wanting to talk. My sister and I used to play Make Me Laugh, where like one of
Ooh.
us would just sit there and the other one would just have to like spew out funny things to try and make us laugh. So you could say,
Oh,
you know what?
I
How
like
about
that.
you make me laugh?
I did one time. I was like, "Do you want to play?" I was like, "Do you want to draw on my back?" And you just like pretend you're drawing on my back. And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Great, thanks. I'm just gonna lay here as you like tickle me."
So smart. You're married too,
Hmm.
and he's
Yeah,
in the industry as well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the sports industry, but the
Yeah, the music
music
industry.
industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I remember you had posted something, kind of an accolade that he did, and he's a producer.
No, so he has a few he does a lot of things. He's dibbles and dabbles. I don't know if that's nice to wait, okay, let me take that back. He has his hands in a lot of stuff. No, he is a music lawyer. So he does a lot of like he'll do contracts and stuff like that, but he also is a music manager. And so he has a couple artists under him, and then he manages a lot of producers as well. So he will just, kind of facilitate him connecting them with other artists or connecting them with other producers and just representing them. And then he likes to invest as well. He's like a little entrepreneur, or
That's
he's a
cool.
big entrepreneur. I don't want to say, you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, so does your
Brag about
yeah,
him.
does your son have the total music bug?
No, it's kind
Okay.
of funny. Like I'll play music and he likes certain songs and he'll say that his favorite artist is Bad Bunny, but he's not, he's more into movies. He's more into movies, superheroes, TV shows, like mimicking them and playing dress up like I want to be Superman today, I want to be Spider-Man. But I think movies are his jam. He really likes them.
Hmm. Well, we got to talk about our Dodgers.
Yes. Don't hit me with the tough questions.
No, we won't. How are you feeling this season?
Yeah, let's talk current Dodgers for a little bit. How are you feeling of just where we are right now with our team?
I feel I always support our Dodgers no matter what, up, down, left, right. I'm the one that's like, even if they are losing, I'm still going to support them 100% because we're going in and that's my team and I'm ride or die. I don't ever like to like get on them for not doing certain things, but it's more like, come on, guys, you know what you're doing. What are we doing here? Come on, let's turn this around. And I'm very superstitious, like massively superstitious. So there's a lot of
Ooh.
things that go into the season that I like, especially during playoffs. Like I just won't do certain things. I will have to repeat certain things. I won't say certain things. Um, but
You
I
got to give
feel
us an example of
Yeah.
that.
so if it's a first playoff game and let's say I'm hosting and I wore my black dunks or something and we unfortunately don't get the win on that one. Those shoes are not getting worn again. Like the shoes matter. The shoes are a big thing. If I wear them and we win, then I'm wearing them the next day. The same with my jewelry. If the jewelry was good that game, we're repeating that same bracelet, the same earrings. If I had a necklace on, we're repeating the necklace. Like that's just kind of how it has to go. I think last year, I always had to wear something black, like whether it was black on my shoes, black t-shirt, or black pant. Like it was something of mine at one point or another had to be black. Like even the undergarments. I was like, okay, my bra is black today. That's fine. Okay, we're good. We're good. I don't know why. It was just, and like
Wow.
it's new ones all the time. It's just something that pops up into my head. Energy too, like if I'm sitting somewhere at the stadium and we're all of a sudden we went not so good for a couple of, I'm like, I gotta move, guys. I'm not sitting over here. I need to move the energy over here. Or like if I'm in the office for whatever reason and we're doing really well and I don't need to be somewhere for something, I'm like, well, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving this couch because everything has been good right here and we stay here.
I'm like
So
cracking up because this is like your job. And it's
yeah.
also become this thing where it's like you have to make sure things are okay. Because when
Yeah.
we go, it's like, sometimes we get up and we go and like go to say hi to someone or
Hmm.
something, but we want to watch the game. And if we stop and they're not doing good, we're like, okay, we can keep walking. But if
Exactly.
not, we're like, that person's going to have to wait because we cannot move.
Yeah.
It's the energy. It's the good. And do I deep down believe that it has anything, the win or lose has anything to do with me? No, I don't. But I just like it.
I think it does.
Yeah, but in those moments we do. We really
Yes.
feel that. And that I freaking love sports for that reason. And
Yeah,
I love that you have this job that you love this team so much,
I
you
know.
know?
You know what I don't like though is I don't like and I mean I feed into it, but it hurts my feelings when I will get a comment on social media. I used to get it more back in the day. I don't get it that often anymore. And if I posted that I was like at the game or something like, "Oh, they lost because of you. You're bad luck. Stop working."
Oh,
And I'm like,
God.
"You think?" And then that's when I would come in and be like, "You think that was me?" Come on.
But that's even like the people that call into Dodger Talk and they only are complaining about Dave Roberts. And it's like, hey, he can't hit the ball.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't you talk about my Dave that way. That's what I tell him.
I love him so
We
much.
trust Dave. We trust the
Trust.
team. We are like in
Hmm.
that that mindset. I mean, I truly take on the Dodgers mindset into my life. That's why I
Yes.
started to like them, to turn the page one at bat at a time. That helps me
Yes.
get through my day to day, just even like taking
Absolutely.
on that winning mindset. I mean, the back-to-back champs, you have to trust them.
You do. And to talk about this team this year, like I almost, not that I feel bad for the team, but I'm like, do you like people need to realize that we're not going to win every game, obviously. And this team has done the longest season back to back seasons. Like not only did we win, and yeah, it's great that we're back to back world champs, but they played the longest season out of any other team. Like they don't get the same amount of rest time that the other teams have gotten because we went all the way 2 years
Totally.
in a row. And that must be really hard and tough. And to want
Mhm.
to keep that momentum, like, gosh, I'm tired.
I know, and that's like the empathy in me. And then there's like the other side of me when Shohei at the bottom of the ninth gets on third or the top of the ninth and no one can bring him in. And I'm like,
Okay,
that's where
now
I'm like,
that's just
Yeah.
as a professional baseball player, I do think that's unacceptable.
mhm.
We do listen, we remind our listeners all the time of just what you said, of how long they've played. It's hard to watch them look tired. And I
Hmm.
feel like, as someone that has watched this team for so many years now, I can tell that they're tired, but also I have no doubt that they're going to figure it out when they need to.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But you're right. Like I was watching that game yesterday and I was sitting there and I was with my kid and I was like, talking to him. I was like, okay, I'm trying to explain the game to him. And we're watching it together and he was like, come on, Shoei, come home, come home. And I was like, we're trying, kid. That's the point of the game.
Yeah. I'm like, please, Mookie, anyone, just touch grass. Just touch grass, whatever you need to
Yes.
do, because it's like, just get us at least to the next inning. I know that's the hard part, but sports is fun where it's so delusional in a sense where you're like,
Hmm.
I don't know, this could happen and it could do it. But the thing is, our team lets it happen so many times that we can
Yeah.
live in the delusion a little. Like I'm in the
Yeah.
energy right now where I'm like, I know we have a lot of our good pitchers back, but it's like, I don't even want to talk about anything good or positive because it's like, I just want them to play well and I'm going to just stay quiet until it happens because I'm
Yeah.
scared that it's like not going to happen.
See,
It's
I
so
think I
much. I
jinxed it when
can't.
I texted you that Freddie was going to hit a home run. Like I ruined it. But you've been with this team now, working for the Dodgers for 14 seasons.
This is my 14th season. Yeah. I know.
Wow.
How
And
crazy is
they've
that?
been a winning team all of those
I
years.
mean, well, we had some playoff runs where, I
Yeah.
was I
Well,
was
I
done
know
with
we've
work
been in the
early.
postseason though, and
Yeah.
you're in the like Guggenheim era of Dodger
Yes.
baseball.
Yeah.
Where were you watching all of the World Series wins we've had? And are there any like really memorable moments where you were working on the field? Like tell us a couple.
Okay, so obviously Freddie's, walk-off World Series
Oh my
game one.
God.
That was like, so the long version really quickly, or side quest story of this is that night was my sister's birthday. And so, but I think it was was it might maybe a Thursday night or something, like it wasn't a
It was
Saturday.
Friday.
It was a Friday. Okay. So I remember because we were
Sorry.
like,
I did a watch party with Dodger Babes.
oh, nice. So I was like, I remember she was like, oh, I'm going to have to work late on my birthday anyways. We'll celebrate it was like another day. So, but it was my sister's birthday. And after the game and after the most amazing moment ever, she's texting me, I had to work late and I heard the people down at the bar cheering and I was so sad that I couldn't be there, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Happy birthday. But just so you know, it was the greatest sports moment of my life. Like I felt so bad
Oh my
because
gosh.
she missed it. But it was to be there was insane. I was sitting on the visitor side because that was the dugout that they would have us going up on and like kind of like rallying everyone. So I had to stay on that side. And I was sitting where I could see to the right into the dugout of the Yankees. So that's kind of where I was, but I was pretty close. And it was just the nerves. I mean, it was so crazy. It feels like I blacked out. And then I remember he hit the ball and I looked up and it was just going. And I started walking. Just like, I don't know. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I'm like walking. And the next thing you know, I hit the guardrail of the dugout of the Yankee. I was like, oh, ah. And then we were just jumping up and crying and screaming. And like, I couldn't believe it.
I
It was
know.
the most I will never not watch that video on social media when it comes up on mine. Like
I feel like
I'm
I've
like, oh yeah,
watched it 1,000 times. I mean, that's just one of those more than baseball magical moments that,
yes,
like, I think everyone will just remember where they were when that happened.
I mean,
yes,
if you look over your
absolutely,
shoulder,
yeah. It's
it's
amazing.
literally
It's
right there. Yeah. I know, so
amazing.
magical. And that's
Yeah,
the delusion that I'm talking about is that you're sitting there and you have so much faith in these teams and these moments, and then it happens. And it really is something that is life changing in
it
so many
really
ways.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like other big ones though, like I think a lot of my memories, because what I do for the team is more fan interaction and like giving the fans an experience where they can say, oh, I was picked for cap shuffle or I got to do this. And so a lot of like my memories are like my first season, they had Robin Thicke perform on a piano in the outfield. And I was like, this is kind of cool. Wow, what's this? So I'll always remember that. Um, I'm one a very personal favorite of mine, has nothing to do with the team. I got to meet Brad Pitt, and he's like my day one. So I got to meet Brad Pitt at Dodger Stadium.
Wow.
Wow.
That was
Wait,
pretty
wait, how was
cool.
that?
He was so nice, and his security guard tried to shush me away, and he was like, "No, no, no." And then Brad was like, "No, no, no, it's fine." And he's like, "Do you want to take a photo?" And I was like,
That's
"I'm
amazing.
like cheesing so hard in the photo too, but like
Is he like
honestly,
so handsome in person?
yes." But he did. He was wearing his bucket hat and like big glasses, so he was kind of like hiding a little bit. But I
Mhm.
was like, that's like anyone who knows me, who grew up with me. Literally, I'm talking second, third grade, had known that Brad has always been my number one crush. So that was insane to meet him at Dodger Stadium. And then like I was like, yeah, I have to go in the dugout so that I know that Brad saw me. I'm in the dugout like a loser. I was so weird. Um, and then obviously there's been a ton of other celebrities there that's kind of cool to see. Um, but also like the memories too is just working with the crew, working with our Dodger Vision and getting to be in that room. And after big wins and stuff, after the games, we'd all come together and we would do like a cheers, or we would like have a little team meeting, or sitting in our offices beforehand prepping work and just kind of shooting the shit with each other. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. With each other, and talking about what we're going to say during hosting, or what are you up to now, and we're working with the other host. Those are the memories I think that I'll like always take with me for sure, because it's been a really fun family to work with, and everyone there is so nice. They're so
That's
nice.
amazing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. And also like the workers too, like you get to know them, and you like there was a worker there, that James, that unfortunately he passed away last year, but he was an older gentleman and he was the kindest soul. He was so nice, and I would make sure every game that I worked, like I was like, "Oh, I got to go say hi to James real quick." And, "Hi James, how are you?" Give him a hug. And
Aw,
that was like tradition for years going on end, because they always had him in the same spot. And so like you just get to know so many people.
yeah. I mean,
that's
you
so
got to work
special.
close with Vin.
Yeah, I did. That was a huge, yeah, that was another huge. I was like, I told my boss, I was like, I gotta meet Vin. I like
Yeah.
gotta meet Vin, please. And then one day he just happened to be walking by the office and they needed to do something. And my boss was like, oh, Vin, really quickly, can I introduce? And then I was like, can I have a hug? And he was like, of course you can have, in very
Oh
like
my
Vin
God.
voice. And I was like, oh my God, I'm hugging Vin. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still have, I didn't get to be at his final game because I was volunteering at like a summer camp, and on my way home, I was driving. He was doing his farewell message, and I recorded it on my phone, and I still have it in my phone. And every now and then, like I'll be like, I want to hear Vin's voice, and I'll remember that whole speech that he gave on that last
Aw.
game.
Should put it in a teddy bear like Joe Davis
All
did
right.
with that voicemail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm so curious about? You talk about how much you're interacting with the fans. That's really what your job is for the Dodgers. What has it taught you about people?
They just want to have a good time. They want to have fun, and they're nice, and sometimes they're very shy, and they're, oh, I don't want to be on, please no, or I don't know, it just, and it is a really, like you said, the Dodger fans, they're amazing. They're so sweet, they're so nice. Um they and they've always been, the ones who do go to games a lot, and oh, I remember her on the, they're so, so sweet. And, sometimes they're in my comment section and I know which ones, oh, yeah, that's right, we met. Or there have another gentleman who will come up to me whenever he's at a game, and he'll always find me and will always take a photo. And he's so sweet. And so they feel like a little bit like a family as well. So it's like when you're there, it's just really nice to be around people, I guess. I think I kind of trailed off there, but what has it taught me is just we're just all there to root on a team and have fun together and high five and strangers become friends. And yeah,
Yeah, that's so
I love
special.
it.
No,
I'm
and
very
that's
lucky. I'm very
such the
fortunate.
beauty of sports of, we can go to a game and you don't know anything about the person next to you, but you have this shared passion and you're like hugging them by the end of the game.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful thing and something that's uniting everybody at a time where I feel like we need that more than ever.
Yeah. And I'll see it too with my dad since he's a season ticket holder. There's a couple that sits in front of him and they've sat in front of each other for, I don't know, like probably like 8 or 10 years now, maybe. And so whenever I see them, I'll say hi to them because they always talk with my dad. And then there's like security guards too who will like know my dad and know that he's my dad. And they'll, oh, hi, tell your dad I said hi. And, things like that. So, yeah, you become a family and
Mhm.
everyone's just there to and then like even that couple one time they hadn't seen my dad in a little bit because he's just getting a little bit older. And they're like, "Is he okay? Is he?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, he's fine. He'll be here in a couple weeks, and maybe you'll be there too." And so it's sweet that they look out after him too.
I love
Yeah,
hearing
that's really
that.
nice.
Yeah.
Until I have season tickets and you can kind of build that camaraderie, especially during playoff season, I introduce myself to everyone around me and stuff because I'm like, guys,
Oh.
we might go through something together that is like history and like we need to
Yes.
know who's around us and like take it in because it's true. You have to have that camaraderie around you. It just makes it
Yeah.
better.
It is
Absolutely.
sweet.
Yeah.
We have so many female listeners who I'm sure are going to listen and be so inspired by you. What has it been like navigating just being a female? Have you felt the pressure to need to prove yourself more? Have you felt like things have changed since you started? Just what has that been like for you?
I think there definitely was a time that you want to make sure that you are really prepared and that you know every player's name and correctly how to say it. And we don't do a lot of work with the team in the sense of like I'm not like an Alana Rizzo or like a Kirsten where I'm interviewing them and need to know the stats. But at least in what I represent, I want to make sure that I'm always representing the team in the best way possible. And I know the team and I know what's happening and I'm staying informed. Um, but the pressure, I feel like, not that it's not there anymore, but I think I'm maybe just a bit more confident in what I do know. Um, but again, I do always want to make sure that I'm just being a representative the best way possible. And I love seeing all the women that work in sports and have fun with it and they represent it really well and bring other women into it because let's be honest, it's a male sport where the majority of fans are male and there are always sometimes there are going to be certain ones who feel like they know more or that they have ownership over it over us as fans. And I like to see, like, even just in the offices, seeing women in positions where they are running the show. And we have so many of them. And when you go in Dodger Vision, there's so many women there. We have women producers. We have, women that are running our game day, shows and picking things and running this and running that. And then you see the events that the women in sports will put on. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to feel like you don't have a space. There is a space, and the Dodgers organization is an organization that embraces that as well. And they don't see it as, oh, well, you're just a girl, so you can't be in this position. You know what I mean? So they really are great. I think a great organization to be a part of. And I've never felt like I don't belong.
That's amazing.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you fall in love with certain aspects of things and you start to work in it and find things out differently, it's sad and it's hard and it's kind of like, you know, you lose a little hope
Yeah.
sometimes of like, man, is it going to always be like this? Like, but it's nice to know that the Dodgers are hopefully setting a good example and what that
Yeah.
is, especially just for this world. And yeah, I'm glad that you haven't had to go through any of it.
No, but I did come from an industry as well where radio was very male dominated as well.
Mhm.
And it was almost where there could only be, if you had a morning show, you could only have one female. And that female doesn't talk very much. They have to laugh at all our jokes and that's it. And your mic is off. Like you can't talk right now. And that has moved away a ton now. And getting to be in an industry where I saw people like an Ellen Kay go from a morning show co-host to her own morning show over at Coast has been so inspiring. Like, look at what she's doing. there's so many women in radio that um, have moved away from been able to like all that's in the past. It does not matter. It's not a male dominated field anymore. It's everybody. Everybody's
Mhm.
coming together and everyone is shining. And so um, I think getting to see both of those industries where yes started male dominating moving into everyone is really cool.
Yeah, I actually can't wait until we get to a place where we're not even asking those questions anymore. And it's really just evolved from just maybe the token woman in one
Yeah.
show to now who's
Mhm.
who's talented. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's gosh, it is really bummy though too, right? Like I'll still see like I remember I think it wasn't too long ago Alana Rizzo had posted something about a comment that she had received from someone, and what sucked was it came from a woman too, and I was
Yeah.
like, listen, if you want to have that opinion, I'm not trying to take away anyone's opinion of what you think about someone and their skill set, but do we really have to be rude on social
Yeah, keep
media?
it to yourself. It's not
Right?
helping anything. It's not helping the cause. You can feel that way. Not everyone has
Yeah.
to love every single person and how they do things or what they say, but like if yeah, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I don't like
It's
what's on the
sad.
TV, I scroll. I go, oh, okay. Next thing,
It
next thing.
just says more about the person leaving the comment than anything else. And it's coming
Absolutely.
from a place of insecurity. But I think, we have to remind ourselves of that. And it shows that there still is a lot of um need for growth and change,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And support too. Yeah.
But that's why it's so great to see someone like you loving life and leading with passion and positivity to inspire people watching. So even just
Oh.
hearing you say that you haven't felt that, I think even that will be nice for people to hear
Hmm.
because
Oh, I
some
hope
people
so.
don't even go for it because they just think
Yeah.
it's not gonna work out. But I also think when you're really passionate about something, it helps everything.
Yes.
It just helps your own drive, your own motivation, and just like there's no plan B.
Yeah. And honestly, I think I also just always live by the mindset of like what's meant for me is meant for me. What's meant for me is not going to miss me and it's going to be okay. And
Totally.
some things are going to work my way and some things aren't going to work my way. And it's not, I know the one thing that it's not going to be because of my work ethic. So as long as I work hard and then just stay true to myself, like I said, what's meant for me, it will come find me.
Totally. I look at your career and it seems like, you've had so many different accolades where I would be like, man, isn't that when she made it? Like do you have any other goals in radio or anything that you
Yeah.
kind of want to see your career kind of lead to?
Yeah, I think the where I am in my career, my radio career right now is exactly where I need to be to keep moving forward when it comes to either like I'm on weekends at Kiss, but I want to be weekdays with a station again, and just so that a little bit more normalcy too. Working weekends sometimes can be tough because I want my weekend too. Um, but like I think also just longevity within in radio would be really I would feel accomplished. So I guess I won't probably feel that way until I'm like super, super old and then be like, oh, okay, yeah. Like I can
Well, because
tack on
like
the
Ellen
years.
K's like the voice of the Oscars and things like that.
I would
And
love
so
yeah, I would love to do some voiceover work. I think sometimes I personally get really caught up in my what I need to do every day that I sometimes forget to set aside that time to say, okay, what's something else that we can bring in or what else can I work on to get towards that? And that's probably my toxic trait is I get so okay, here's what I have to accomplish right now. I'm very like a right now kind of person. And I sometimes forget to think like 5, 10 years for other things. So if I can just find some more time in the day to,
let
You
me
should
know when you
you
do.
should
yeah,
chat with Todd Lights about, voiceover work. Maybe
I
he
know
can
he's
steer you in the right
amazing.
direction. And
I
he's the
know.
nicest guy ever.
He's so sweet. He one time came up to me and was like, am I saying your name right? And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure how you say it. How do you say my and he was like, and then we had this whole thing. He was like, I just want to make sure I'm saying your name correctly. And I was like, me? Oh my gosh, like you're just so kind. He's so
So
nice.
kind. I know. When he was on our show, like that was one of his points, down to even somebody throwing out the first pitch. He's like, this is something that they've probably waited their whole life, or it's so special. The last thing I want to do is butcher their name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the sweetest.
Yeah. I bet he says your name really well.
He well there was a discussion about because the way that I say my name is actually not the way that my dad or even my husband say my name. And so for a long time, I didn't know that there was a difference. But you can either say Natalia or Natalia. And
Mm-hmm.
so I say, like, when I introduce myself, I say, oh, Natalia. And then some people say Natalia. So I think he might have been saying Natalia rather than Natalia. And I was like, it doesn't matter. As long as you don't say Natalie, I'm fine.
That's so good.
Well, as we kind of wrap up with you, I thought it'd be fun to ask you just like a couple quick questions.
Sure.
What's your earliest Dodger memory?
You ready? I saw a perfect game. I was in attendance of a perfect game. It
Wow.
wasn't for the Dodgers. It was for the other team. And I think it was, gosh, it might have been Toronto. I'd have to look it up. My dad still has the ticket. But my earliest memory is, um, so my dad was, it was my dad and then my sister and then me. And my dad, what I see in my brain, because again, I was pretty young, what I see is my dad standing up and everyone's standing up and they're like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And then my sister, and then I kind of stood up and I was like, yeah, okay, cheering. And then my sister said, why are we cheering? The
Yeah.
Dodgers lost. She
No,
was
I was
like
gonna
very
say that's probably
sassy.
so confusing for a kid. Like, what
Yeah.
are we doing? It's the other team.
Yeah. And so I was like, and then my dad was like, you just saw something in history that people rarely ever get to see. Da, da, da. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay. So like I don't remember much about the game, but that memory is so lodged in my brain. But being at Dodger Stadium and that, and then my other earliest memory, I think it was like a few years later, we won a TV during Fan Appreciation Day because back like then they would just call out random seats and you just won this and that, and then it was my seat and I was like, I won a TV. I was like
Wow.
8 or 9 years old or something like that. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I
Yeah,
know.
I know. I tell my
She
boss
like
all the time,
doesn't
like,
win. She doesn't win very much. And so when she does, well, you always say, I never win. And I'm always, every time she asks, like, I'm like, I want her to win so bad because that's such a fun feeling.
yeah, it is. It is.
I feel like
We'll
I've
help you win.
I've won in a lot of things.
Okay. We'll
I
get
meant
you to
like a
win something.
gift, like
But
a
late,
giveaway.
but lately, like when we went to the women's event the last couple of
Mhm.
years, the person next to me won.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, I'm close.
Yes,
I'm
close.
close
I
to
never
it.
win too. Like when I was always before I got in radio, I would always try to call to win something. I could never ever win. And now I will get people who they're like, "Oh yeah, I just won something 3 months ago too." And oh, I also win this. I'm like, "How? How do you I don't even know how you guys do this. That's either your luck is insane." Because we literally I look at it like have to find caller 102 and it's like we have to do it and I have to follow the rules or else I'll lose my job. And I'm just like, you're caller 102. You just won 3 months ago. How people have some kind of crazy luck
Wow.
sometimes.
Wow.
Guys,
Yeah.
actually, I'm just remembering this. In high school, I was a cheerleader.
Me too.
I called into Z100, which was our radio station
Mm-hmm.
that I listened
In New
to.
York.
Yeah. And I actually won, and my whole cheerleading team and me got to go to Z100
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
and be
fun.
on one of the episodes. So,
Never mind. You win all the time.
Yes.
oh my God, I just
Maybe.
remembered that. I remember calling and like getting on, and my whole cheerleading team got to go. I was like the
Yes.
hero.
That's awesome. My dad won Super Bowl tickets one year from the grocery store. They did this big giveaway and it was like a flight, tickets for two, 50-yard line. It was the Super Bowl with Britney Spears, NSYNC, Aerosmith,
Oh my
Nelly.
God.
Yeah.
Nelly, Mary,
Right. And Mary. Yeah,
Mary
Mary.
J. Blige.
And I heard him on the phone and he was like, I won? Oh, okay, that's great. And he goes, well, let me ask you, how much are the taxes on that? And they told him,
Oh
and he
my
goes,
God.
um, give it to the next person. I'm okay. And he turned it down because he didn't want to pay the tax.
Honestly,
No.
smart man, because a lot of people win things and they don't realize they have to pay the taxes.
Yeah.
It's like,
That would not be my thought.
I know. And then he
My
like hung up and I
God.
was like, what was that? And then he told me and I was like, NSYNC, is that the sound? And I was like a massive NSYNC fan. I was
oh,
so mad. He was like, you have to go to school anyways. And I was like, not in January, like way my school was. And I was so mad. So mad.
yeah. No, school's not happening if
No,
you have Super Bowl tickets, and that's the halftime show. To this
right?
day, that's the best halftime show.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Maybe Beyonce.
Oh, that was pretty good
That
too.
was good. Yeah.
Ooh.
But the iconic Britney Spears, like football laced up pant and like,
Yes. Oh,
oh, so good. I'm
so
like,
good.
I
I mean,
still
I
to
was
this
obsessed
day
with her.
want
Yeah.
those pants.
Oh, so good. They
Yeah.
were amazing back then.
hmm
I love all of those artists.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite artist?
I go back and forth, but my top ones are Beyonce, Taylor Swift. I'm a pop girly.
Mhm.
Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Kelly Clarkson, Ed
Oh.
Sheeran. I like
Oh,
love Ed Sheeran.
wow.
Like Ed Sheeran will
Those are
always
all
make
my
me cry.
favorites.
They're so amazing. When Ed Sheeran, when he was at the gala, I got to interview him and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Bruno Mars. And then my favorite band is No Doubt and Yellow Card. Like I
Ooh.
will like Yellow Card's a band that I'm like, if I can go to their show, I'm going to their show. I've seen them like seven, 8 times. Like I love them. And
You
same
like
with
all
like
of our
Kelly.
car jams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like to sing and like those ballads, all of that. Yeah.
And I love
We
something that's
bonded
going to
over
make me
Celine Dion when we first met.
I love Celine. She's
I
amazing.
know.
I mean, I love
Yeah.
music. So like there's so much that I love. Bad Bunny, definitely. I
Mm.
went to Spain to go see him. I was like, I have to go see
Wow.
him.
I saw that
Love
with all
Bad
your
Bunny.
girlfriends.
Yeah,
That's
it
so
was really
good.
fun. It was really fun. Um, but yeah. And then but like again, I love but those are like probably like will always ride or dies.
Hmm.
Love them. But I love everyone. J Lo. I love who else? I'm trying to think of some rock bands that I like. I like everything.
I saw your video of you introducing one of the Taylor Swift songs and just you being a
Yes.
big fan. I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Love
Like
her.
I can point out moments in my life and what song I was listening to at the time that like helped to get me through that. So
Yes.
that was one of those moments that I was so happy for you and just related to you, watching your video.
And that was like one of those things where I was just like, I can't. And it's very similar to being at Dodger Stadium when someone is like, I've always wanted to be on Dodger Vision and I got to be on Dodger Vision today. And I'm like, oh, I got to make that happen. That's so that like it selfishly that makes me feel amazing. And so like that day I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, Taylor Swift is like my top like three favorite artists. Like I love Taylor Swift so much. I've seen it, and I was like, and I'm in the studio like singing along, just like love turning it up because it's Taylor. And I was like, I wonder if there's someone turning it up too, like at the same time. Like, I wonder if they got really excited. They're like, oh, that Taylor song, oh my God, and turned it up in their car. And I was like, and I got to be a part of that. That's really cool. And I didn't want to ever forget that feeling. I wanted to remember it. And because we can get really jaded, we can get really tired, we can get really, this is the same thing all the time. And I was like, I don't want to forget these little moments
Mhm.
that just mean so much. And I was like, let me film this video really quickly. And then and then it was like months later, I didn't post,
No,
didn't
I
post
love
it.
that. It's really important not to let those moments pass you by.
Yeah.
And truly, when you listen to the radio, now we have a lot more control of what song we want to listen to, when we want
Yeah.
to listen to. But do you remember we used to search all the radio stations to hear that song? I even thought like back in the day, I'm like, I bet you if there was an app where you can mark all your favorite radio stations and it tells you what's playing, then you
Ooh.
know what button to push. Because sometimes you just want to hear the hit song and you can't find it anywhere.
Yes.
So, but that is when it's on and you guys,
Yeah.
it's like fun. You're like, hell yeah, it's on. You turn it up.
Yes.
So yeah, those
Yeah.
are special moments.
What's your favorite sports movie?
Hmm. Gosh, that's hard. Because obviously, I think like one of the greatest sports movies ever made is Sandlot. So that's like a favorite right there. But I will rewatch League of Their Own all the time. Love that one so like I still laugh when he's like, "There's no crying in baseball," and she's like, "No, no!" Like she's so good in that moment.
Yeah.
Or like when Marla Hooch is singing
Oh,
to the guy, I forget what his name is. So
yeah.
good. Um, but an underrated one for me. Well, also Moneyball. Me and my husband
Mhm.
love Moneyball.
Well,
We watch
duh,
that one
Brad
all.
Pitt, your
Yeah,
favorite.
Brad Pitt. Yeah, Brad Pitt. Um, and but I think an underrated one that I really love and I'll rewatch at least once a year is For Love of the Game. Do you
Oh,
guys remember that one, Kevin Costner?
yes.
Uh-huh.
I know it's not heavy baseball,
I
but
love
like
that
it's so
movie.
good.
So
And then he
good.
just like the flashbacks and him the correlation between it's just great. I love it. That's a one that I really and then I'll also like remember the Titans is really good too. That one will
Oh
always make me
gosh.
cry.
I
That one
Yeah.
know.
makes me
I
cry.
mean, Angels in the outfield.
I had issues with that one
Why?
because it's an angel. The Angels. I
I
Oh,
just
that's
had
know.
a hard time
funny.
rooting for the
We might
Angels.
need to add, like, people do book clubs. We might need to do like sports movies because we've been talking about it so much. And now I want to watch every one of the movies you
Mm-hmm.
just named.
I just
Yes.
watched Sandlot because it was on TV, and I
Yes.
can't ever
So
pass
good.
it without stopping. And I'm like,
I
damn
know.
it, I
It's
don't have
so,
Just
time to
don't make
watch
them
it
like
right now.
that
so many
anymore.
classic lines
I
in
know.
that
Little
movie.
Giants is really good too. I do like Little
Little
Giants and also
Giant.
Rookie of the Year. I like Rookie of the Year. I played that for my son the other day. Like 2 weeks ago. I was like, "Oh, let's watch this movie." He was like,
Wait,
"What?"
Little Giants, Ice Cube. Was that her name? Icebox.
Icebox.
Oh
Icebox.
yeah.
Yeah. I know, because it was a girl, and you're like, yeah, she's so
Uh-huh.
cool. Yeah,
Have
that
you
was
seen
great.
Bull Durham? Another
You
Kevin
know what? That's
Costner
actually
movie?
one I've never watched. There's
Okay,
still
well,
like
both
a
of you
lot of
have to
films.
watch it.
Either.
Yeah.
And I was raised on
You
these
both
kind of
will love it.
movies. I'm like,
Yeah.
was it not a West Coast movie?
I don't know. You know what's funny too is like for the longest time I had never seen Field of Dreams. And I didn't get it. I was like, I don't get I was like, okay. And then I watched it one day and I still was like, so they're like not really there. It's a good movie, but
Yeah.
for a moment I was like, huh?
I
It's
feel like I felt
interesting.
like that too for a while until like
Yeah.
I watched it as an adult.
Yeah. And then obviously at the end you're like, he's playing catch with his dad.
I
Yeah.
know.
But love Kevin Costner. Love good Kevin
Who's
Costner.
your
Yeah.
dad's favorite player right now?
Hmm. He doesn't have a lot of favorite players.
Mhm.
He just like obviously he's very critical too of the team. It's really funny. He will tell it like it is sometimes and be like, oh well, they blah 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 blah. Like he's all about stats. Um, but I think he would probably say either like Mookie or Freddie. I think
Mm.
he likes Freddie too a lot. And maybe Yoshi. I think he probably really likes Yoshinobu. So I think maybe
Yeah.
those. I gotta ask him. I don't know.
I wonder if it's the generation because I asked my dad and he was kind of like that too, like very blasé, like, I don't know, it's a great team. I'm like,
Yeah.
Bella's favorite right now.
um, as long as we're winning, she's happy. She's big on Freddie and Muncie.
Hmm.
Muncie is just blowing her mind.
Oh yeah, my mom's favorite is Muncie.
Yeah.
But she's very positive. She just needs them to win because
Yes.
it determines her whole mood. And so she's just like, yeah. Kyle Tucker, he's one where we're trying to find it. I
Yeah.
actually went and looked at all his highlights because I'm like, who like can something like I want to see what this player is.
Yeah.
All these people keep talking about just give him time, just give him time. And I think he's amazing. That's not me hating on him, but then all his highlights were with the Astros, and I was like, I
Mm.
can't get into this. I was like, this is not showing me who you are as a player. So,
Yeah.
It was even cool to hear Kirsch yesterday on the broadcast. I
oh
thought he did
my
phenomenal.
Oh,
God.
It was
good.
cool to even hear him talk about facing him as a pitcher
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
and how he normally is. So just even hearing that and
Mm-hmm.
remembering
Totally.
how good Kyle Tucker was in those moments.
Yeah, Kirsch
I
was,
think he's coming alive.
yeah, I
And
know.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm sure I can imagine what kind of transition it must be to, switch teams, you're switching cities, you're switching even maybe a mindset when it comes to what it means to be a Dodger player and what that mindset is in the clubhouse as well and gelling with people and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So, I mean, like, obviously you have some players that come in like Shohei just was like, oh, he was meant to always be a Dodger. Like, just
Mhm.
like the way that he came in, and even people saying like he was happier with the Dodgers, and they would show clips of him like always smiling in the dugout, things like that. So I can imagine, it's not going to be the same for everyone. And like you said, they just kind of have to find their footing and find their groove, and then hopefully hey, watch him light up during playoffs. We're gonna be like, oh
I know.
I
We'll
know.
forget about everything
October
else.
yeah,
baseball.
Well, I know we will let you go, but you're around the team, you're on the field, you're feeling the vibes and the energy at Dodger Stadium. You think we're gonna three-peat?
I don't know, because I didn't think last year.
She's like, don't ask me anything that might feel like a
Yeah.
superstitious question.
I feel good
Last
about it.
last year I was like, I remember telling my husband like, hey, by the way, like making it, we're in what is it, why am I blanking right now,
Wild card, because we had to
wild card,
do it.
yeah. I
Yeah.
was like,
Mhm.
we're going into wild card, like I could a couple more weeks of work, like it's gonna be fine, da 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 da, because he has to be with my son if I'm working a game, and so just kind of us working around our schedules. And I was like, don't worry about it, we're not I really didn't think so. And then I was like, hey, we made it, we
Is
won
he a Dodger
again.
fan or a
No,
sports
yeah,
fan?
born
Oh.
and raised. But his sport, he's basketball. So he's
Mm.
basketball all day. And then like, he loves the Dodgers because he always liked the Dodgers too. But like obviously he roots for like us because of me as well. But no, he's like more basketball. So then I was like, okay, we're going to the next round. And so this year I'm like, you know what? You never know, because there were years that I was like, we're going all the way, and then we didn't. And then there's years where like, we're not doing nothing. Oh, okay, hello.
Yeah.
So a little surprise. So
Well, that's what
we'll
makes
see.
me nervous is because there's
Yeah.
been years where I'm like, we're doing it. And then I'm like, I don't know if this is the team, but
Yeah.
I full confidence in this team.
I just
We've
want
won
it to
in
be
different
cool.
ways the last
Mhm.
couple of
Yes.
years. So it'll be interesting to see how they're playing, when the time comes, and how
I just
we end up winning.
I just want to shut up other fans though too, like from other teams or like people who the whole like we're the bad guys, we ruined this, da da da. Like I just want to be like, shut up. Just
Yeah.
let us
And we've
let us
never had a
cook.
three-peat on the West Coast, and this team deserves it. Like
Yes.
genuinely, this team deserves it in so many different aspects of who they are. So I'm
Yes.
rooting for it.
Yeah, I
So me
almost like,
too.
okay, we don't need to talk about like actually winning the three-peat, but I'm excited to see like who's gonna shine, who's gonna
Yeah.
be so hot, who are those players? Because I feel like it's never who we expect. So I'm
Yes.
excited to just kind of see who really shows up.
Yeah.
Exactly. Me too. Yeah. It's fine. And then
I'm gonna
obviously
say it's Kyle Tucker.
Okay.
He's
okay.
my choice.
Okay. I
I don't
like
know. Will
it.
Smith just went yard in OKC last night, and so he's getting warmed up for us.
Mm,
Shohei has this look of determination on
he
his face
does.
My
lately.
mom was like, "Why isn't Shohei smiling at all?" And I go, "I think it's because he is here to win, and he's just getting us to October, and I'm here for it. Don't bug him."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I love it.
I want to be there. I want to be there with all of you guys and just have fun. Yeah.
Well, we will be watching you and waving to you from the
Yes.
stadium in those moments. But Natalia, thank you so much for
Thank
joining us
you. I
today.
hope
We're
this
so
was
happy to have
okay.
you.
I hope
Oh no, it
I
was
hope
such a
all of the
pleasure.
Talk Dodgers to me fans enjoyed the episode.
You're
They're
so
gonna love it. I mean, we could keep talking to you for hours.
yeah.
It's so easy, It's just
I can keep
it
talking
doesn't.
to you guys. I'm like, oh, well, anyways, what else is up?
You're like, oh wow,
Yeah.
we've now kept her over an hour, and we so appreciate your time and
Of
everyone.
course. Anytime, anytime.
Oh.
Thanks,
I'm just like
Natalia.
honored that you guys even thought to hit me up.
Oh my gosh.
Of course. We've been talking about it for
We would have
real.
bugged you a lot more if we weren't trying to play it cool.
I know.
That's so funny. You're so sweet. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Of
Oh,
course.
thank you, girl.
Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers.
Talk Dodgers to me. I like how you pointed out Freddie in the episode or in the interview with Natalia.
What do you mean? Like with that one?
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about it, and I'm looking in the screen, and all I see is him screaming over your shoulder. It really is the best moment.
I was thinking of how she was saying her name, how she says Natalia, but some people say Natalia.
Let me just see what I would say.
Yeah.
Natalia.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't know which one I was going to say.
I know. Well, it's hard to know what your genuine response is without hearing it first. I think I would say Natalia.
Natalia. What was the other one?
Natalia.
No, I don't think I'm going Al.
Because I always am told that my New Jersey accent only really comes out as an A. Like A words. A long A.
So like you would naturally say Natalia because you're holding on to the A?
Like there's certain words and names like Jared. How would you say that?
Jared?
Mm-hmm. I say Jared.
Oh, yeah. No. How do you say Jackie?
Jackie.
Okay.
Trying to think of other names.
Weird.
But yeah, it's always the long A.
You would say Jared?
Jared.
Jared.
Yeah, like I went to high school with Jared Palish.
No, when I see Jared, there's nothing that makes me feel like I need to go, Aaron.
How do you say the name Aaron?
Aaron. Yeah, Aaron.
How do you say it though?
Aaron.
I'd say Aaron.
Aaron. You know, my friends from Montana, Christy and her son, they would say instead of pillow, they'd say pillow. Pello. I'm like, what the heck's a pello?
Interesting. Oh, so after the Braves, we're playing Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Tarek's team.
Ooh, is he going to pitch against them? He's gotta.
It has to line up that way.
It's going to be there too.
I know. I wonder how he's going to feel. I almost think it's like too soon to go back to even have like that crazy emotional reaction.
I think we need it. They
Or
like it.
what? You think he needs to have a little bit of emotions and then be done? and then kind of like that's the closure he needs?
Maybe, because if you think about it, at this point, he hasn't played his team yet. He obviously expressed his love for them, and I think it's going to be like the Freddie thing. We're
I
going
would
to have
be
to.
mad at my team if I were him. They didn't fight hard enough to keep him.
No, I agree, but I'm talking more of the fans, because like I think of like Freddie being there back at the Braves. He's had his moments where they, I think once that gets through, and then he pitches and we win, maybe it'll solidify that he's okay. He's never had to beat them.
I know, it's going to be weird for him.
Do you think Dave Roberts has sat him down already and said, okay, this is the schedule? Are you feeling confident about pitching? No, he doesn't give a shit. Because I don't know, because like I feel like Dave really tries to set people up for success.
Mhm.
So if he came to him and he goes, I don't think I could pitch again, like, would he say that?
I don't think Tarek would ever say that, but I don't think he has the option. I think it's if the cards fall into place and it's your day. I don't know. I wonder if that's a conversation or not.
I mean, he knows their batters pretty well. So
and they know him pretty well.
Yeah.
I think, like the baseball gods always make things happen in that way.
I don't think they know him as well as other pitchers.
True.
Because you don't necessarily know your pitcher as well as a batter, but pitchers know their batters.
Mm-hmm. I know.
What would Kersh say? See what I mean?
I wish he was broadcasting that one.
Did you see Dina Ebel's going to be a call-in? Kersh needs a hotline where we just call Kersh and are like, what do you think about this?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, well, I'm sweating.
I know. Bye.
Dodgers. See you later. I'm sweating.
Talk Dodgers to me.